According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, in 2022, U.S. household debt hit a staggering $16.9 trillion. And that's why tips and tricks for cutting expenses are more important than ever. And yes, you heard that right. That was trillion with a T. And that number is so big it makes your head spin. So it's no wonder cutting expenses has become a survival skill in today's world. But here's the thing. Many people shy away from it, thinking it's just too hard, like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Hey everybody, welcome to Thrifty Budgeting. On this channel, we're all about helping you to make smart financial decisions without feeling like you're sacrificing the fun stuff. So today's video is packed with strategies that can really help you reduce your spending and make your hard-earned money go that extra mile. So make sure to stick around until the end because the last tip could be a total game changer. You definitely don't want to miss it. So you ready? Then let's dive in. So a good place to start is counting down with tip number 5. Figure out where your money's going. Is it sneaking off without you even noticing? And if so, it's time to stop that disappearing act. So ask yourself, are you spending it faster than you're making it? And have you lent it out so much that you feel like you're running a no-interest bank for your friends and your family? Do you have sneaky auto draft charges that you completely forgot about? Are overdraft fees and late charges quietly siphoning your savings? Or do you suspect there's an actual hole in your wallet and your money's just leaking out? It's time to grab the bull by the horns and start cutting expenses like a frugal ninja. So let's make it simple. Spend the next 3 to 4 weeks tracking every single cent that you spend. Now, I know that sounds daunting, right? But don't worry. We've really got a plan here that's going to help you out. So get yourself a large mailing envelope and a good old notebook. And every time you spend, drop that receipt in an envelope and jot it down in your notebook. Simple. So you might be wondering, why not just use your phone instead? And I'm going to tell you it's because it's way too easy to swipe away that notification and forget about it. Plus, your phone is always packed with all kinds of distractions, and trust me, old school is the way to go for this mission. So look, you want to keep your envelope and your notebook with you like they are your brand new best friends. And every purchase, yes, even that gas station soda, gets logged and stuffed into that envelope. So after you track it the 3 to 4 weeks, it's time for the moment of truth. Sit down, open up that envelope, and prepare for the spending shock of your life. Don't panic. You've got this. Take a deep breath and go through each receipt and entry in your notebook and see where your hard-earned money's been slipping away. Now, once you've recovered from your financial horror show, grab 2 different colored highlighters or pens if you want to go hardcore. Now, highlight the needs in one color and the wants in another. And guess what? Your wants are about to go on vacation until you're in a better financial position, of course. Now, as for your needs, go through them and see if there's any way that you can shave down those costs. Can you cut back on utilities? Maybe downgrade that phone plan? The magic of cutting expenses really starts here, and you are in control. So now that you have an eye-opener, it's time to tackle tip number 4. Create a financial roadmap to cut costs. So when people hear the word budget, a lot of times they think it's going to restrict their spending like a tight belt. But in reality, a good financial roadmap gives you more control. And it's not about complicating your life at all. I mean, it's really about simplifying it. Start by taking what you learned from tracking your expenses in tip number 5 and then use it to create a smart, clear plan. Now, the goal here is to make sure that you're covering the essentials, your basic needs like your shelter, food, utilities, and transportation. And then identifying the areas where you can cut back on. So first, you want to focus on those essential expenses and then look for opportunities to reduce your cost. For example, are there subscriptions or services that you could live without? And what about that daily coffee run or impulse buys that could be trimmed from the budget? Now, once you have your roadmap in place, you want to make it flexible. I mean, life happens and your budget should adjust with it. So the key is to prioritize your needs over your wants always and start cutting your expenses in areas that don't contribute to your long-term financial well-being. And the best part, once you create this financial roadmap and then start cutting your expenses, you are going to have a clear path to where your money's going and where it shouldn't be going. And speaking of unnecessary spending, let's dive into something that's quietly draining your wallet every month. Tip number 3, slash those sneaky subscription services. So here's a statistic that might make your eyes open a little bit wider. Did you know that the average household has about 3 to 5 subscription services, but most people only use half of them? I mean, that's like paying for a gym membership and using it just one time. And you might think, oh, it's just a couple of bucks here and there, but those monthly charges really add up faster than you think. And next thing you know, you're wondering why your bank account looks like it's been on a diet. So if you've got subscriptions quietly draining your wallet, then it's really time to get serious. So first, let's take a close look at your bank statement. It's easy to forget about auto drafts. I know, I've been there too, but companies are really counting on that, and they'll happily keep taking your money for the services you don't even use anymore. Now here's some examples of a quick hit list of common subscription traps. Delivery memberships. Yeah, they sound convenient when you signed up, but you haven't used in months. Gym memberships. Now, if your running shoes are collecting dust more than miles, then yeah, it's time to cancel. And don't forget those streaming services that you're paying for, but haven't watched since your last year's free trial. And data storage plans that you may have forgotten about, but are still paying for each month. And don't forget about the insurance premiums. Now, we're not saying you should go without insurance by any means, and please don't. But shop around to see if you can get a better deal, because every little bit helps out when you're cutting expenses, which is the goal. And once you've identified the culprits, it's time to take action. Cancel them. Whether you hop online, send a quick email, or pick up the phone, getting rid of these deadweight expenses is like giving your budget a much needed breather. And here's a pro tip. After you've canceled, don't forget to unsubscribe from the relentless newsletters. I mean, there's nothing worse than being taunted with exclusive offers for services you just ditched. And hey, if you still want to keep something like your cable or satellite TV, you can try giving them a call and negotiate a cheaper plan. You'd be surprised at how flexible some companies can be when they really want to keep you as a customer. Now, if you can't justify keeping cable, no worries. All you have to do is grab a Roku for around $30 and you'll be streaming free TV in no time without those monthly charges eating away at your budget. And remember, this is only temporary until you get yourself in a better spot. Now that we've reduced these auto drafts, let's discuss tip number 2, cut cost around the house. So utilities are like that sneaky friend who always insists they'll pay you back, but somehow just never does. They eat up a huge chunk of your budget, but it's just not the obvious culprits like central heat and air. You can cut expenses and save money with simple little changes around the house that don't require you to turn into a DIY wizard. Now, first off, close your eyes, go back to when you're a kid, and remember your mom's advice. Turn off the lights when you leave the room. I know, it's shocking, right? But really, your living room won't throw a tantrum if it's left in the dark for just a bit. Now, the same goes for your TV. Unless your sofa is binge watching shows without you, that TV doesn't need to be running all day long. And let's not forget those air leaks around your windows and your doors. They're basically throwing a party with your hard-earned dollars. Seal them up and tell those leaks to find another wallet to raid. So when a light bulb in your house burns out, don't reach for the old-fashioned ones. Grab the energy-efficient LED bulbs. I mean, these bad boys use 75% less energy and last 25 times longer. So it's like a superhero of the lighting world, minus the cape, of course. But here's the big one. All those power and cable boxes plugged into your wall, they're leeching your energy like vampires. So look, all you have to do is get yourself a power strip and then plug everything into that, and then hit the off switch when you go to bed or leave the house. And not only will you stop wasting electricity, but you'll also get that satisfaction of playing energy-saving superhero every day. And the dishwasher is another sneaky energy hog. So if it's not full, resist the urge to run it. Do the dishes by hand, then you've just slashed your utility bill while feeling like a pioneer. And don't forget about your computer. If you step away, put it in sleep mode. And if you're going to be away for a while, just shut it down entirely. Your computer's not going to miss you that much, I promise. Now here's a little secret. Up to 30% of the energy used to heat or cool your home could be slipping away through air leaks. I mean, it's like throwing $100 out your window every month, literally. So grab some weather stripping or caulk and seal those cracks around your windows and your doors like your budget depends on it. Because, well, it does. Now here's some other things that you can do to help lower the cost around your house that are quick wins, in my opinion. So lower the temperature on your hot water tank because, lukewarm is the new hot. And you can take shorter showers, hang your laundry to dry, wash your clothes in cold water. And finally, fix that toilet that's been running like it's training for a marathon. I mean, you can also take cooler showers, and it's just not good for the budget. It's also a great way to wake up faster. So now that you're tracking your expenses, budgeting, canceling subscriptions that you aren't using, and cutting the cost around the house, let's talk about one more little tip for cutting expenses that a lot of people spend tons of money on, and that's tip number 1, reduce your entertainment cost. Now, cutting back on eating out and going to the movies can really save you a lot of cash. Sure, experiences are great, but when you're in the thick of cutting expenses, it's all about prioritizing. I mean, you can enjoy all those outings as much as you want just when you're in a stronger financial spot. So hanging out with friends or going out on dates doesn't have to cost you a fortune. Just be a little more creative with how you spend your time together. I mean, you can host a game night, and that's always a big hit with people. And best of all, it's practically free. And whether it's board games or classic video games, it's a guaranteed way to bring on the laughs. And how about a potluck dinner with friends? I mean, everyone brings a dish, so you can enjoy a feast without spending a lot. Plus, there's a chance for leftovers, so bonus points there. And after the meal, you can just throw on a movie, whether you stream it or use a DVD, and then pass around some popcorn. It's definitely a cozy, affordable way to spend an evening. Now, if you're more in the mood for adventurous stuff, no worry. Go to the outdoor adventure route. So if hiking or camping is your thing, grab some friends and pitch a tent, and then spend the night under the stars. I mean, you can tell ghost stories by the fire while roasting marshmallows. Completely free and a ton of fun. I mean, at the end of the day, really, it's about valuing the company you keep over the activity itself. So enjoy those connections without draining your wallet. And there you have it. 5 quick and effective tips and tricks for cutting expenses. Hey, if you would like for us to cover any subjects for thrifty budgeting, please let us know in the comments below. And if you're not already, we would love for you to become a part of our thrifty budgeting family. So please be sure and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any videos on thrifty budgeting. So let's connect, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.